Africa newspaper. But let's say a big thank you to Crime Stopper Liberia, Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction, and Mayuba and Sons. Let's begin with the top stories. It says Liberia was colonized after all. Dutch economist Fred van der Kranji's new book unveils that unravels a 50-year investigation, rewriting the Republic's founding math. Very, very interesting story. Liberia was colonized after all. And let's get to some legal issues from acquittal to new legal battle. Twe accuses VP Kuhn of orchestrating the bid to overturn his uh, acquittal to George as George prepares ruling on juror tempering chains. And lastly, for top stories, why GFK ousted CSA director's wife. Well, it's very interesting. Very, very interesting. The other day we were here talking about, happenings at the JFK. Was one of the lawmakers branded the JFK as a place just for killing. But let's see. Let's take few lines from that story. Let's take few lines. Few lines would do. All right. We want to know why the wife of CSA director was ousted. The resignation of Joanna Domingo Jokai as Director of Nursing Services at the J.F. Kennedy Medical Center, Liberia's largest public hospital, has exposed a month long internal dispute that hospital sources say ended with her reassignment to the Ministry of Health over allegations of repeated insubordination and separately over her alleged role in a false Ebola scare that spread on social media. Joka is married to Josiah F. Joka Jr., Director General of the Liberia Civil Service Agency, the government body that oversees hiring and personnel policy across the country's public sector. That marriage has made her departure a matter of unusual scrutiny in Monrovia, where officials' spouses are often seen as extensions of their influence. She announced her resignation in a July 17 letter to JFK Chief Executive Dr. Linda A. Birch, citing what she called unfair treatment, denial of due process, and the hospital's refusal to reinstate her after she said police cleared her of wrongdoing. Her resignation takes effect August 25. But Front Page Africa has learned from multiple sources familiar with the matter that the hospital's decision to remove Joka from her post went beyond the Ebola episode alone. A dress code dispute and worse. According to those sources, Joka was accused of repeated insubordination towards senior management and had already faced disciplinary action before her eventual reassignment. Sources allege that she refused to comply with the hospital's nursing uniform policy, opting instead for business suits, including, they say, after returning from a prior suspension in what management is said to have viewed as open defiance of hospital rules. But folks, let's leave it right there because of time. That's it. Let's leave it and move on with more stories. It says here, frozen exchange rate quietly drained up to 131 million from Liberia's fuel buyers, and Senate investigation finds petroleum overprice. Investigators say the Ministry of Commerce and the state fuel importer price gasoline and diesel of a still exchange rate for 3 weeks this spring, pushing pump prices higher even as global fuel costs held steady and shifting the course uh, to Liberia dollar earners least able to absorb it. But let's take some more stories here. Liberia's arrest gap goes beyond one case as opposition frowns on deepening contrasts in how the UP-led government handles cases and investigations, trials, the raid, the walk-in, and the siege. Let's take a few lines from the story. We see the Stan executive director, Moba Molo, is photographed right there. At dawn on a Friday in December, officers of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency forced their way into a house on Duper Road. A Facebook live stream shot by someone inside caught the whole thing. Raised voices in English and Geo, agents pushing past residents who tried to block the door, and then the hipcore and trapcore artist, Kawuda Cole, known across Morovia youth scene as Bucky Raw, on his knees on the floor, untying black plastic bags stuffed with cash while officers stood over him demanding explanations. A second bag held what agents said was marijuana. By the time the clip had circulated through the city, Bucky Raw was already in custody, and by Monday, fans and family were chanting "Free Bucky" outside the Painesville Magisterial Court. 7 months later, and few miles away, a very different kind of arrest was unfolding, or rather, refusing to Paul J. King, operations manager of Global Logistics Services and the central suspect in the largest cocaine bust in Liberia's recent history. Simply flew home. He walked off a plane at Rabas International Airport and surrendered. There was no raid, no live scream, no crowd. When police finally did face the cameras to announce his arrest, reporters had been camped outside Liberia National Police headquarters for most of a day, watching a promise breathing slide from hour to hour before Inspector General Gregory Coleman took the podium at 8 that evening, a full day after he told the Senate under sharp questioning about why no one had been arrested in the U.S. 19 million case. That action was coming. Then came a viral video showing LDA officers breaking into a residence during a drug operation and filming a naked female occupant. The footage, alongside an earlier case of a female suspect being assaulted in custody, drew widespread condemnation from civil rights groups, women rights organizations, including the Women NGO Secretariat of Liberia, WANGOSO, condemned the LDE's actions as a degrading, inhuman, and unacceptable violation of a citizen's dignity and privacy. Embarrassed, the LDA reaffirmed its zero tolerance policy for abuse of authority and confirmed that over 110 officers are undergoing intensive training to improve professionalism and accountability. To arrest two suspects accused of serious crimes treated in visibly different ways. And now a raid that never touched a suspect at all, but still left its citizen humiliated on camera. Three episodes, one deepening question about how this government decides who gets a hard hand and who gets a quiet one. A pattern or a coincidence is a question to this caption. It is the kind of contrast that is hard to unsee once it is pointed out. And Liberia's opposition and civil society critics have been pointing it out loudly. The country is still working through the fallout of the LRA seizure. 237.6 kilograms of cocaine, value at more than US 90 million, intercepted at the airport in early July or in early June. That's in early June. Nearly all of the principal suspects, including the man authorities allege orchestrated the scheme, fled the country before warrants could be executed against him. Opposition leader Alexander Benedict Cummings of the Alternative National Congress had called the investigation secretive, slow, and seemingly compromised. Senator Edwin Snow has alleged that members of the President Joseph Boakar's own family occupy office space in the building linked to the bust. Former President George Weah went fortiest, warning that Liberia risks becoming a narco state and accusing the government of shielding people connected to the case. Against that backdrop, every other arrest the Boakai administration makes gets read through the same lens. Take Moba Molu, chairman of the civil society group STAN, who organized the July 17 Boakai Must Lead or Leave protest on Capitol Hill, itself a demonstration explicitly about the government's unresolved handling of the drug case. Molo says protesters detained an armed man sent to disrupt the march and recovered a firearm from him. Inspector General Coleman tells a different story that the weapon was a government issued pistol stolen from a police officer assaulted earlier that day, and that Molu now has it. Within hours, the LMP had declared Molu's armed and dangerous, instructed officers not to approach him alone, and by Saturday morning had surrendered his residence, time just ahead of a scheduled court appearance where Molu says he intended to hand the weapon over publicly in front of witnesses. Molu didn't hold back in response, accusing Coleman of using the machinery of state scrutiny to intimidate a political opponent while dragging his feet on suspects with money and connections. Esther, because of time, we'll stop right here and send controls back to you.
Thank you, Wendell. I have before me the Daily Observer, and we have lots of stories here. We will look at most of them. And the top story here says breaking barriers in the barracks. Defense Ministry launches nationwide drive to recruit more women into the armed forces as government pursues gender inclusion, stronger national security. And page 10 has this story. We will run there and bring you some lines. This is page 10. It says the Ministry of National Defense has launched a nationwide campaign to encourage more young women to enlist in the armed forces of Liberia, signaling a renewed effort to address one of the country's most persistent gender gaps in the security sector while strengthening Liberia's capacity to meet international standards on women participation in peacekeeping and defense. The awareness campaign, which commenced in Bangabon County, is the first phase of a nationwide initiative expected to reach all 15 counties by 2030. It targets high school students, recent graduates, parents, traditional leaders, religious institutions, and community organizations in an effort to dismantle long-standing social and cultural barriers that have limited women's participation in military service. The initiative comes at a time when governments around the world are increasingly recognizing that modern armed forces require diverse skills, extending far beyond combat, including medicine, engineering, intelligence, logistics, information technology, aviation communications, and leadership. For Liberia, officials say increasing female participation is not merely about meeting numerical targets, it is about building a more professional, inclusive, and effective security institution. According to the Ministry of National Defense, women currently account for only 7.4% of the personnel within the armed forces of Liberia, well below both the government's aspirations and international expectations for gender representation in security institutions. Authorities now hope to increase female participation to between 20 to 25% by 2030, with a long term objective to reaching 30%. Speaking during the outreach at the Dolokan Woven High School, the ministry's Director of Public Affairs, Anthony M.K. Bokai, said the campaign represents a deliberate effort to reverse years of unrepresentation. The sole intent for this exercise is to encourage females to join the armed forces of Liberia. He explained that outreach teams have simultaneously been deployed to bombing Grand Cape Mount, Wapolu, Bong, Lofar, and Nima counties as part of the campaign's first phase. We are actually in Bong County and not just Bong County, but we have dispatched a team to 6 different counties, Bogart said. But let's leave you here. Let's leave you here and take more stories. This morning we have CBL erases interest rate as inflation slows.
That's easy.
Eases, sorry. CBL eases interest rate as inflation slows, projects stronger economic growth.
Very interesting
We
story.
see the photograph of the Deputy Executive Governor for Economic Policy, Dr. Musa Dukle, and Deputy Executive Governor for Administration, Mr. James Whitfield, and the Governor, Mr. Henry F. Samoa. They are all been photographed on the front page of the Daily Observer that I have before me this morning. And this story is on page 9. Let's already take some lines. The Central Bank of Liberia has cautiously eased monetary policy for the first time in months, cutting its benchmark interest rate by 25 basis points, while projecting that the economy will continue on its strong growth trajectory through 2026. The move reflects growing confidence that inflationary pressures are gradually easing, sorry, even as policymakers remain alert to mounting global economic risks. The decision announced through Monetary Policy Committee number 27 following the Monetary Policy Committee meeting of July 15 reduces the monetary policy rate from 16.25% to 16%, while maintaining what the central bank describes as a tight monetary policy stance. Although the reduction is relatively modest, economists say it sends an important signal. The central bank believes inflation is becoming more manageable and that the economy has strengthened sufficiency to to warrant limited policy easing without jeopardizing macroeconomic stability. Central banks often face one of the most difficult policies or policy choices in economies, whether to prioritize controlling inflation or stimulating economic growth. Higher interest rates help contain inflation by making borrowing more expensive, thereby reducing consumer spending and business investment. Lower rates, however, encourage lending, investment, and consumption, helping businesses expand and create jobs. The central bank latest decision suggests that it is attempting to strike a careful balance between those competing objectives rather than aggressively lowering borrowing costs. The bank opted for a small adjustment that maintains a restrictive monetary environment while providing modest support for economic activities. The committee remains committed to preserving price stability while supporting sustainable and inclusive economic growth, the committee stated. Although a 0.25% point reduction may appear as an insignificant, monetary policy experts note that even small adjustments carry important implications. We will leave you there and take some more stories this morning. Questions mount over LTA's traffic monitoring capacity. Liberia Telecommunications Authority Chairman Clarence Massaquoi. Question mount over LTA's traffic monitoring capacity. Well, let's take some lines. Page 10 is here. I'm interested because I'm still looking to when is inspection window? I'll tell you. But it's right here. It says fresh questions have emerged over claims of Liberia Telecommunications Authority Chairman Clarence Masakwe that the authority is currently monitoring telecommunications traffic with that's the multi where more? I'm telling you this. Monitoring telecommunication traffic with multi industry sources and individuals familiar with the country's telecommunications infrastructure, asserting that the LTA lacks technical capacity to conduct comprehensive real time traffic monitoring. And let's see more stories here this morning. We have George Feka rules into a Quinto case today. Presiding Judge Usman Feka of Criminal Kosi is expected to rule today on whether the May 8 acquittal that cleared Twe of allegations involving the alleged theft of more than US 6.2 million and LD 1 billion was compromised by juror misconduct. But let's jump to the back page of the Daily Observer this morning. We have our Kwadu Bono District Chair Lady calls for unity, inclusive development. You can grab a copy to read that. We see Liberia Petroleum Refining Company says on the occasion of the 179th independence anniversary of the Republic of Liberia, July 26, 2026, the chairman of the board of directors, management and staff of Liberia Petroleum Refining Company extends their heartfelt congratulations and best wishes to His Excellency Joseph Newman Boakai, Senior President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Jeremiah Kankun, Senior Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, the Speaker and honorable members of the 55th National Legislature, the Chief Justice and honorable Associate Justices of the Supreme Court of Liberia, the government and people of the Republic of Liberia, and our esteemed importers, marketers, distributors of petroleum products. As we commemorate this historic milestone to our nation's joining, the LPRC family joins all Liberians in celebrating and enduring the spirit of freedom, resilience, and national pride that defines our republic. We invoke God's abundant blessings upon our beloved nation and reaffirm our unwavering commitment to supporting Liberia's growth through excellence, innovation, and the reliable support of quality petroleum and petroleum products. Happy 179th Independence Anniversary. One people, one nation, one destiny. Well, Wendell, it's over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Esther, for that splendid presentation of the Daily Observer newspaper. And we just brought you the hard copies of the front page, Africa and the Daily Observer. Let's recap those stories and then we take a break, come back with you with our talking points. So the front page is here before main top stories. Liberia was colonized after all. Dutch economist Fred van der Kranich Newborg unravels a 50-year investigation, rewriting the Republic's founding math. And it says here, from a quarter to new legal battle, Twe accuses VP Kuhn of orchestrating bid to overturn his acquittal. And why JFK ousted CSA director's wife, found out from the front page Africa newspaper. Closing exchange rate quietly drained up to 131 million from Liberia fuel buyers. And Senate investigation finds petroleum overpriced. And then lastly, for the front page Africa newspaper, Liberia's arrest gap goes beyond one case as opposition frowns on deepening contrasts in how the UP-led government, the UP-led government handles cases. And that's handle cases, investigation, and trials. The raid, the walk-in, and the siege. And that does it. A musician dragged from his home at dawn, a woman found naked as agents search her house, a protest leader's home surrounded by police, one of them behind Liberia's largest cocaine bust in years simply flew home and walked in and bother. For moments, one government and a pattern. Its criticism is getting harder to call a coincidence. That's the front page Africa. Let's run to the Daily Observer. Breaking barriers in the barracks. Defense Ministry launches nationwide draft to recruit more women into the armed forces as government pursues gender inclusion. Strong and stronger national scrutiny or security, questions mount over LTA's traffic monitoring capability. And CBL eases interest rate as inflation slows, projects stronger economic growth. And lastly, for the front page of the Daily Observer newspaper, George Fika rules in Twe Equator case today. To the back page, Kwado Boni District Cheerleader calls for unity and inclusive development. And that does it for the front page in the Daily Observer newspaper. Let's take our break, get word from our sponsor. When we come back, we run you through our talking points.
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exeter's Best Price store on Gurley Street and Smart Grove Junction on the Old Road?
Oh, no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Exeter's Best Price store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exeter's Best Price store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exeter's on Gala Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Exactly. When you want some more, I provide it. So we start at the top. Come on, so go deep and deeper. Put it to each key. Be like living sense in
There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime and report it, don't take law in your hands for the right authority. That they can't take your law in. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a you must take enemy, you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Let's say a big thank you to our sponsors, Crime Stopper Liberia, Exodus Best Price Tour, and Mayuba and Sons Incorporated. Well, folks, is good to have you back, and too many things to talk about unfolding in our country. What are some of those issues? We have them right before us to talk about this morning, and my attention is drawn to the JFK issue. All right, the JFK issue, Esther, and this is very troubling for our country. Liberia. Why JFK ousted the CSA director wife from being the head of the nursing department, is way beyond what we thought that was unfolding. Because from what we read this morning, is that it was not because of the statement she made, that went viral about Ebola in Liberia.
Okay. Put me on track because
They said
I wasn't following.
they said
Mm-hmm.
her dress code at times. She doesn't dress to go to work as a nurse,
And she's a nurse.
and she's a nurse.
Okay.
So because she feels her husband is connected, he's the head of the
Interesting.
CSA, so she goes to work dress up any way, anyhow.
And she will get her salary when the month ends.
But nobody gonna stop her salary. So
Okay.
the senior folks, which the senior management team at the hospital, saw that it was not prudent
Mm-hmm.
for somebody who has the nursing department to be coming to work and you dress ordinarily.
Lead by example.
Yeah, you got to lead by example. Yeah, I like the way you put it,
Of course.
because you can be coming to work, you filthy, you looking all kind of ways sloppy, and then you say you're nurse.
Mm-hmm.
When you come into work, you got to be modestly dressed. You
Of
got to be a
course.
public spectacle for moral excellence.
Yeah. You can say you want to be a security guard
Mhm.
assigned at somebody's institution where you're supposed to wear uniform, and you say you can't wear uniform
Yeah.
because you got connection.
You
and
got
stuff.
connection with the manager there.
Okay.
So that's one of the main reasons why I'm told she was transferred back to the ministry for reassignment.
Mm-hmm.
So she no longer has the the nursing department, but we've been told from what we read, she has turned in her resignation. I don't know whether from the Ministry of Health or, but from what we read, my own deduction is that she has turned in her resignation as a nurse from the Ministry of Health. So people in the country, yeah. Some of people, they can do it. They say their men or their wives, they got connection. So the woman here, because she feels, according to what we read, I'm quoting what we read, she doesn't respect the authorities at the hospital because her husband is a big man in the government. So she dresses anyhow, she goes to work.
So I want to know the statement. What statement did she make? I heard.
You remember the when it was announced that Uganda and other that's the DR Congo and one or two African countries reported the cases of Ebola, and then she also came out according to the information. They were in a meeting. Because the lady, who came out and said that exactly. Exactly.
Oh, she's the one.
Yeah, she's the one. So what happened is that she said, "Look, there are people we saw we're not satisfied with. They know that they are carriers or they got symptoms of the virus."
And I think we all defended her here because we were concerned about the health issue in our country. You cannot have an information and conceive it to yourself, at the detriment of the rest of the people.
Exactly.
And besides that, she was not speaking out to the regular public. She was speaking to her fellow nurses, which we thought was the right thing she did,
to put us on the alert that, look, people are traveling, this a border thing where people commuting from one point to another. There's a possibility of somebody traveling to East Africa and coming to Liberia with the virus. So she said that, and then how did it get out of their chat room? It went viral. So now this lady has been.
Somebody shared it with me.
Yeah, this lady. I also have it. This lady went and said that, look, this thing is in the country. We shouldn't hide it from the people. Let's tell the people that so we can, keep our people on surveillance. Then for people to come in, because we saw what happened during the first Ebola outbreak in our country, 2014. I'm a victim. My brother left in that. I just don't want to say it, but I know what I went through during 2014. When my brother died of something else, and they had to blame it on Ebola. Today, my brother don't have a grave. All right, his body was cremated, and we couldn't get the remains. So it hurts. So if such a person is coming up with some information, and other people took it and ran with it all over the place, politicized it, today we're having issues. But what we are hearing, the people are saying, is not only that. This woman have the habit of going to work and not dressing as a nurse. She wear ordinary clothes and go to work. But why would she want to do it? Because she feels she's connected. Because you can't be going to work as a nurse and you don't. Let's agree that maybe you wore your ordinary clothes and you got to the hospital. But you gotta when you get to the hospital, you gotta change to wear your nursing clothes.
Course.
So that you can be identified.
Except where, because I heard she's the head of the nurses.
Nursing, yes.
Where is in your book, because I think there's a handbook, there's a procedure book where you have to go by. Except you will tell us that it's in the book that you don't have to necessarily wear nursing uniform because you are
as head of the nursing. Yeah, that's true. But I don't think it's in your handbook.
Okay.
Because Esther, when you are a nurse, once you are within the hospital, you got to be properly attired.
Of course.
So the people say, not only the Ebola thing, the woman have been disrespecting us because she feels her husband sits at the CSA. So she doesn't care. She goes to work the way she want to dress. If she want to wear jeans today, she wear jeans. If tomorrow she want to wear coat suit, she wear coat suit. If tomorrow she want to wear leopard suit, anything she want to wear, she wear it. So the authorities at the JFK saw that as a disrespect to the leadership. You can't be a leader and you don't lead by example. So folks, the woman have turned her in her resignation. She says she doesn't want to work again as a nurse in this country.
So there's a vacancy. You go apply.
So I'm quite sure she will be replaced by somebody, or So that's it. And another thing is, Esther, yesterday we didn't have enough time to, elaborate on what unfolded this gone Saturday at the battery factory area. You see that thing that happened over there? It was now a small thing. And look, this country, if we're not careful, because what I saw, I picture everything that went on. I was within that vicinity the very Saturday. Look, the thing that are going to happen over there. That God, everything we do, let's put God first. Because that thing was going to turn into something else by this time. Maybe we'll not be sitting behind these microphones. Because people's properties got damaged. People got wounded in the process. And this is not a good sign for us as a country. The police and those that were involved into that, riot. I mean, there is a way that people need to go and effect arrest. Because when you go with that mentality that when we get there, anybody will see what you're cleared in. No, I don't think that's the right thing to do. As a law enforcement officer, when you get to somewhere to effect an arrest, you read the person their rights.
Right.
It's constitutional.
That's the first one, yeah.
Every protection that person needed, you need to give it to them. So when you get somewhere, look, my man, I was sent here from the court. Okay, breaking news. So this is DN News Liberia. This is breaking news. Criminal Court C orders the arrest of Finabondo, former chief of protocol to WIA. That's breaking news. It's right here on DN News Liberia. And they was posted 4 minutes ago. Breaking news. Criminal Court C orders the arrest of Finabondo, former chief of protocol to President George Manuel Weah. Right. So back to our talking point. When you get to somewhere, look, I was sent here by the court, and the court asks that we shut down your place. So you have every right to take what you have in there, take your personal belongings, and we have to seal up this place. Esther, I remember when I was at Voice FM. When I was at Voice FM, I was in the lobby that morning when the Costa show was on. And then the sheriff came together with some NSA guys who we knew, We saw the place that morning, how the place was looking, and because I saw somebody who I knew from NSA was just, fanning around the building that morning. So I was in the lobby on my laptop, and then I saw the crowd coming upstairs. When I lift up my head, I saw a few NSA guys that I knew, and I saw the court sheriff. And he asked me, the sheriff walked to me, he asked me, "Who are you, sir? Do you work here?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Okay, we were sent by the court to shut down your radio station
Okay, that was.
at Voice FM." So he said, "We were sent by the court to shut down your radio station." I said, "Okay, can I have the rate, sir?" He showed me the rate, and then Costa was then in America. Wooz Yonton was on the Costa show. He was in studio in Liberia. So I went into the studio. The guy went behind me. So I said, "No, officer." He said, "No, no, that's my work. You have to shut down every broadcast equipment. All you guys need to do is to take your personal belongings, and we will have to shut down every other thing. I won't take my own laptop." The man said, "You can't take your laptop."
For what?
The man said, "You can't take your laptop." I said, "Why?" He said, "No, take your phones and get out. If you have your bag, take your bag and get out."
So the laptop in for you? You could take your phone, but you couldn't take your laptop.
I
Why?
couldn't say because
Not your gadget too.
I don't know. So it happened that way, and we left the building. They shut down the building, Esther. How did I get my personal belongings? After we have lost the case to the government, and then at the time, George, who's one of the guy who sits at this, the one of the justices at the Supreme Court, George Yusuf Kaba. I went to Yusuf Kaba. I said, "Mr. Kaba, I work for the radio station Freedom FM as the radio manager, and
No, at the time it was
Voice FM."
exactly.
I said I work at Voice FM as the radio manager, and when you guys want to shut us down, some of my personal belongings were taken away. So he said, "Oh, but why they took your personal things?" I said, "No, because the sheriff ordered that we shouldn't take anything that has to do with broadcasting." So he said, "But what your laptop got to do with broadcasting?" So he said, "Okay, all of the things we took from the radio station, we have them kept. So I'm going to call the sheriff right now. Go and identify all your stuff, and you can take your stuff." That's how I got my personal things. Yusuf Kaba, he's a very nice guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I had that. That was my first, personal interaction with him. The way he received me, the reception he gave me, and all of that, the conversation we shared. And I was like, I said, "But the law is the lawyer." They may was doing, they may was that the law they may was trying to, carry on.
Of course.
All right. So he told me, and the sheriff went and he said, "Can you identify your things?" I said, "This laptop is mine." He said, "Okay, what's the password?" I entered my password. It came on. I saw all my other things there. I said, "They one for me, that one for me, that one for me." I took all my things from there. And that's it. That's how people are supposed to go and effect the rest. You don't go somewhere and you just start beating on people. You start, making everything scatter and all of that.
Yeah,
So that thing
that's
that
not
happened,
necessary.
that thing that happened on Saturday, we hope that the authorities would next time, read the people their rights. I don't know how they went about. Somebody lived outside Liberia for so many years, 30, 40 years, and come back and say, the whole Broad Street for me. The whole Broad Street for me after
And
30,
there's,
40
there's
years.
no
You
law
know?
to that, so that people can just come and just
So, I mean, that's the country.
send people way back.
Somebody lived somewhere for more than 20, 30 years. They bought their property, they got their deeds and everything. But then somebody from the blue sky just come and say, "Oh, they play while you're living here, that I'm going to play." And her parking ready chunk. Because the old man can chunk from stand to Freeport because they said how people that used to get land way back. Stand here, you throw the stone, they play where the stone will reach it. All that play for you. So her parking ready chunk. It looked like he went down, his hand went down to the ground, his back, everything, and coming up with that stone in his hand and just sent it all the way, and it stopped all the way to New Georgia. But it's sad. What people went through, I bought $15 gas this gone Saturday. For $15 gas to finish, just to get from, because I was going through of Ghanansville, going to Jamaica Road. I got to Jamaica Road, it was not easy. I turned around, came through Caldwell. To get from Cornwall Bridge to Dixville, I spent almost 3 hours. It was too crazy. $15 gas, if in one day. Just one day. Well, Esther, that's our country, you know. We just got to get talking so that the right things can happen for us because nobody pray for bad things. We all want our country to get better. Other countries have gone ahead of us while we are still struggling, over some things that's supposed to be things of the past. We still struggling to get them. Other countries, they're going far. Liberia, look at our country. Look at our country. See your country. You wake up in the morning, there is no hope, nothing. I mean, people just struggle. If you eat good food today, the next day you're thinking what you're going to eat. When you have all of the resources, you have the natural resources, you have the mineral. Oh, I mean, all kinds of things we have, all the resources that we got in the country. And we have less than 5 million people. But Liberians are still struggling. People can't even eat 3 times a day.
Oh, yeah.
In this country, with all the things that what we say we get. Let's take few calls so we can go. Let's take few calls. Call us this morning. The lines are open. Now you can place in your calls on 0776 104 104, 086 500 104, 0770297016. Add the numbers to place your calls. And let me just remember our friends. Look, folks, before we leave here, we don't want to forget. Today is our workmate birthday, Marlene Dwa Griffiths. Today is a fabulous end.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, today is Marlene Dwa Griffiths' birthday.
I forget it again.
Dwa, happy birthday to you, Mama.
Happy birthday to you, girl.
Our
Hope you're having a
we
great
call
time.
our tiny winning girl. Happy
you.
birthday to you, Marlene Dwa Griffiths.
I hope you're having a fabulous time.
You get fingers already,
I
so
see
you
it.
know.
Tell me past to us today.
My sister, I won't pass there.
I can't.
She always got my plate. Yeah.
Look.
Marlene, enjoy your birthday. We wish you all the best. So all of us here at Freedom, from our general manager down, we all say happy birthday to you. We wish you all the best. We pray that God answer all of your secret prayers, give you more money. You can live the best of your life. Today is also the birthday of Jeremiah B. Saki Sr., former assistant minister there at the Ministry of Finance. Celebrates his natality today. Jeremiah B. Saki, happy birthday to you, aka Forced to School. Today is your day. Enjoy your day, my brother. Enjoy the Dewar's, enjoy the Rosa d'Anjou, the Shivax, and you just have all the best of drink, your cigar, and all of that. But let's take some calls. We got 25 more minutes to be here because 12:30, Lawrence Kwawa, the Kissy Man, will be here to continue this broadcast. So let's go and take some calls now, beginning with this caller. Good afternoon.
Thank you. And how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Mr. Hydro Esther. This is Edmund Carr.
Hello,
Welcome, Edmund.
For justice and pushing for the return of President Weah. That is why we were saying yesterday about this whole thing. And that is how it has been. That is how it's supposed to be. But when you see the people say that they are going to invade or break their home down, they'll be telling you, say, they are not aware of court proceeding. So that means people can just jump here and they go, they take the deed, they carry it. And when it is approved by the court, they go, they pay for the police, and they send them do what they're supposed to do to bring down people, play to frustrate people. It's not supposed to be like that. We want peace, and we got to be peaceful. People want peace. Nobody want to wrong and wrong. So us, we live in a place that through all the war. We didn't leave this country. Okay? You could get your one cup of rice, you could not eat any peace. You could wear sneakers. Somebody would tell me what kind of sneakers you're supposed to wear. Okay? I will carry just 4 battery radio in my hair, red aqua water after charging our house. We were airtight. I will give the radio. And the talking from it, they didn't care what I could see or not. The talking radio. My band, I carry one with how I was talking start to think they say they want to hit. I said, no, they want you can't get this one. So the thing you call all rising in country, they got respect for nobody. Your condition, your class, and after everything will be going away. Even though I at the level of judiciary, all of the associate on the bench, you go their car will be beating from the morning hour until they knock on the gate inside the drove and go back home. But that happy will not see any of that benefit anymore. So it is good for us to take cue for this thing and do the right thing. But about that lady, I knew there was a reason why that lady was going after this lady that broke the news in her chat room. She didn't pull it outside. You could have been asking what were the persons that took the information from the chat room. Was she wrong? She was providing advice for her police what she called from her other place or what. But I had to be careful. But it went away, it happened the way it happened, and she had resigned. That doesn't mean that she will not get something doing. She was already doing something with another hospital. So she will move her line or caution self about. You cannot disgrace somebody you can't prove for gain.
Okay.
So what did she do wrong? We didn't get it, but we are not hearing what Joka wife is doing at GFK. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Edmund. Let's talk to another person. Let's take some more calls. 0776 104 086 500 104 0770 297 016. Good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon. Don't give us feedback now. You got to move away from the noise. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I think we have to go. Well, it's for people to tell you that you are for one person. Now, after I guess you happy. Need to be in social. I think what I said. It was there. America for something yet. That's a kind of
all right, but it doesn't stop anybody from owning that property, whether you stay somewhere 30, 40 years. Once you have your legitimate documents, you can come and claim your property, right, Esther? Staying out of the country for 20, 30 years, it means that you can't come back and claim your property when it is yours. All right? Thank you, Mama. Let's talk to this person, Ma Sisi. Welcome to the show.
How you doing, my boy?
We are boy.
Are you my boy? Are you? We are boy. I'm talking about the Esther.
Not bad. What is it?
I disagree with Esther.
Ma Sisi. You disagree with Esther?
I said I disagree with Esther.
Oh,
why your disagreement?
Study about Joker West.
Okay.
I want it in a handbook that you wear secretary and go to job site. I disagree with in a handbook. No.
Don't get me wrong, Marcy. You didn't understand what I said. I said if there is a handbook, if the word "if" was used, so it was not like I know whether they have a handbook for that or not.
No, there's no handbook for that.
Okay, Marcy.
On the show, there's no handbook for that. Joker, when the city people like people here, you get a job to do it. You know what I'm saying, William?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing to play with in this country. So now you left, you are in there, and your code maybe to get somebody to say you are in there when you get to that office. You know what I'm saying? It's like shoot that ball when you get to your shoot that ball office place, they pass a sound like that, you like shoot that ball. That was your name. You have to go to West Secretary to go to Johnson. How will you know that she's your name? No, when they close, don't they put things on for? So I put that one inside. Yo, I think about all your passing over, but let's leave it. And if you have no story, someone update it. She can not say everything I said, but she can not say what she did. She's not doing it all. I'll tell the people, let us listen. Someone is, let us talk about the decade or not, like this. Get us living about it. She's not doing the let of demon. She's not doing it all. She only influence on the demon government. That when you just here, they will bring you down and let the leaves better the water. So we will not bring Sinabolo here. What on the ground is the drug issue? You get money, you get submit to the people can see the impact of the government. I was talking about here. You bring drugs to the country and bring SYC, you want to have a need, you want to bring all the calories, say no. You are going to go and do the SYC and the same with people come out of go, you say you're not going to go, I agree with him. I agree with him, but I'm going to go drag it from us and bring that they get to Toby and go police and then the whole world will see it. You're taking for the team of our year, so they say coming, no, nothing happening in the country and went down. What's going on? You call your people and they can't answer you. So the people are suffering like capital building opposition. They are suffering. You call and say, Mama, say, I don't say. I don't know who you are calling. That is you are doing a comment.
This time the people, man, see, this time the people bring back. This time the people bring back 21 now. They put in their phone on 21. Oh.
You say what? 21? What is?
This I said the people put in their phone on 21 now. You call them this time, you can't get there. Oh.
So that put your phone on 21 with your left easy. I want to allow any law before. I wanted to answer me, but with the master of the and I too have seen it. In my law, let go here. I call you and say, master, and I say, everything way. When I want to get more double, so they said, but when they said, I come in, what do we say away? You get your G and take it for less with them, and they put out and I get taking when they put get a level, get the man and go to okay, then I go to cook. But if I'm going to go, they put a say, get a land and go, talking with them.
Okay. Masisi, thank you so much for your contribution. Let's talk to patients. Welcome.
How you doing, Mr. Lima?
I'm fine.
Mr. Lima, it's not going to put you out. Now you know what I'm going. Everything they did to that, you got woman. So that you got woman like issue, Mr. Lima, out there in London. Why do you miss out? Or the telling you, come on, look at it, this later. So you know the issue what now what they say. The limit, the issue. You get it still with the limit. You get it in my house, but I don't say I am you. Somebody will be here no 50 years, Mr. Nino. Who they be that level to man? 50 years. In the car, in one time they say the entire piece. You know that somebody was doing anything there. What partly? What Bagman was doing it, yes. Bagman said one of things for him because I know a grandfather was president or what. You know, what things to give for him. Carry a phone, so clean it. Seriously, they got man Bagman for him. Why is his grandfather was president? I don't ask him, Bagman, what kind of Bagman? He said, his grandfather. So, Mr. Nimi, I don't want information for other people to say, yeah, if I put in there, all I hear, I put in there, no. The government to pay what I had yesterday. To pay what the government is. Okay. So now when you put it on the car, you put it on your river. That was your agenda over for the community people. They will pass the money to you the party panel coming.
Okay.
But if we have mental women to look at somebody in what the property mental women, they are doing that pay on my car. So they won't say that is it. That is mental women. So they think I'll put on the go. They may all of you people more than them, but inside again, people more than them, but the child is to a banana. They have Bagate and Wednesday night to follow people. You can look at it to people who know what happened to Africa. One day, some people are going to tell them the work of the side for this.
Okay. Thank you.
I said all the way yesterday, they were not eating. So they my home has to be in the government. What flow there? Nobody will eat.
Okay, patience. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Patience. Let's leave you there. Let's leave it there because of time. David, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good morning, and let me say morning to Darlene.
Good morning.
Yeah, tomorrow my birthday.
Happy pre-birthday. That's why I know you're saying morning while you stay in the afternoon. Happy pre-birthday.
And with the weather is kind of cool on this side. Yeah, Mr. Nina. Liberia, we are a crossroad on this government. The government continue to give up our everything. They are not in a normal time. Our land were occupied by the Guinean. The president just attended F1 meeting. He was there and telling us about our ancestors. It means that nothing will happen. It means that land, Guinea too, is going to be for them. And why is the reason that they have to say they are swearing Yake? When they are why Yake saying the president alluding to it. The new country is in the trouble. We got 19 million drugs kids in the country. Now they try to divert attention for now issue. They turn on to Minister kids and he have one to the law where it will know and put some kids having be heard. I mean, how can you carry somebody who have been acquitted by the juror? Because now a trial judge or case. The man that you want to draw case and a draw out of 12 and 9 say you are not guilty. And you go and say draw temporary. So who had a draw? Who took custody of the draw? Say not the government. So there was a form in that place. Is it the 12? And 12. Who loving the one of the draw? I give her home of jail. He's in a romantic relationship with the Solicitor General and got him fired. So all these things are happening before the glaring eye of these people and the behavior are in the city. They don't know what is going on. This country is in trouble. And for the first time, for him to write such a strong statement, I think that statement should not just be a statement that was just written. We should practicalize it. This government need radical approach. The same way they were radical with us when we were in governance, we need to be radical with them. Why in opposition?
Okay.
Because for every time they do some thing around here, we sit down and let it to stop. And we start with the intellectuals, Center for Community, informing the Liberian people about the essence of the government. Okay. The government is in F, the president is in F, the ministers are in F. The attitude by this government is just too much, and we can no longer bear. And sooner or later, they will see us.
Thank you. Thank you, David. Let's take more calls. Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay. Keep the calls coming in. Let me take you from this end. Hello.
Thank you. Thank you very much, my people of Windell. And thanks to my greatest sister, Esther. Also to the hard-working family of the great Philadelphia family. For the recognition for the public of Pocat, Robert. And I join you this morning for our unknown destinations. I want to join my people in this by saying all our physicians, let's leave Finabolo issue. Our citizens yesterday and the people say, hey, we do you, they not leave it, nothing may not join now, they focusing now on Finabolo. It's a distraction every tactics to distract our man for the 19 million. The 19 million want to bring me very resolute to it. Want to know who brought this job. That is Finabolo issue. So I want to tell my woman, she has taken all ABC. Anyhow, with Finabolo Bob or message, please leave it and let's focus on the 19 million issue. And to the point. People know we are now cowards and will never be cowards. The day will be cowards and the day will be silent. So we are not going to be cowards, we will not be silent. The issue about this summer to have been, trust me, we are very fast-hearted and we are resolute and we are courageous in championing the cause of justice. They were not about to it. It's about justice. If Mr. Parker and his team, they want to work our justice center to please their self-academic, we will not agree to it. People will not, when the jurors are abandoned, when they go in their very ways, they are no more jurors. They are no more jurors, they are citizens. So all that intimidation, they are exercising, they are performing and exercising in their facility and the function. But when they're on a bench, exercising in the dual function. We were right there when the dual made their conclusion statement. So what the dual said, the dual believed in the dual that had the authoritative gamble. He knocked the gamble and tell Mr. Tue, move on up and go prisoner bench. Mr. Tue was still there because he was solitary the way he could leave. The dual he reiterated. Mr. Tue, leave that prisoner bench. You are no more a prisoner. You are a free man. The men have a final appetite to not gamble back for everybody to be guilty or not guilty. The men have already concluded. Then you get one and go for tell me and say you want to please your Nicodemus teacher. We are saying no. We stay by the statement by our chairman, and we are ready to execute this statement to the fullest.
Okay.
Every government that we are ready to execute this fullest. What is it?
Thank you, Poka. Thank you so much for your contribution. Let's take another caller. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
I know.
I'm fine.
I know. Big win.
Yeah, Johnny, welcome to the show. Let's hear you. Have a minute.
Hang on. For the public, this is Johnny Hackman. I call you from Christopher brother. I mean, when I just can't get it done. What my brother is turning into? How can what part of the world somebody will be acquitted? And I mean, doing free already go home. If you get a 23 when somebody say you come and turn the whole case around again. So I mean the person can be found guilty. So I mean after case goes for somebody and I'm more the person is not guilty, I mean let it go. So they are letting the he said, I mean let it be the man. Let it be the man. The man is not guilty, he's not found guilty. So you know for the man, I mean all courts should be guilty. There's no political, they even law. I'm told that Justice Kennedy is on a serious attention. The Justice Ministry at all courts. I listened to yesterday on Spoon that at all courts, they say it's better to bend the law than for them to lose election because it's 12 winning cases. Of course, all of the allegations against John, you never know that the large of the people. So I just can't get it. The man is free. The Jews are already made this brother to go into the community. They are no more. They are very contaminated. You can't do anything to them again. You can't bring them back. That type of case are already been there with it.
Okay.
So if you bring it back, what type of case? Thank you, window.
Thank you, John, and thank you so much. Let's talk to this person. Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon, Mr. Nemo.
Welcome to the show, sir.
Yeah. Let me say hi to Darling Taco.
Hello.
Yeah, my sister, this is the voice of Idrissa. Yeah, I'm Idrissa Sombai, joining you from the bailiwick of Brownsville. It just baffled me, right? I think Mr. Baka is a bunch of everybody guys. The guys are politically immature. Yeah, they got no maturity in this regime. How will you be careful from your plan? I understand. Wow. Irresponsible government is this? Yes, sir. We can leave them alone. They can do the level job. They give you a 6-year mandate. Why can't they do the job? You just take it after 1 minute. Oh, these are just a bunch of state criminals. But like, they can't mean well for our country. We don't waste our time, bro. I just sick and tired.
Okay.
The guys are extremely unprepared for the job.
Okay.
They are just a bunch of cowards holding into truth because they were into poverty. They're the more Ali demonstrating. They practice criminals living in poverty.
Okay,
so they lie to our people, some of these wicked, the parents, on the duty side, the food there, to them to let the kill power, the field of deliver. What wrong with these people? They just listen to it. They did the jumping up on again. So you will hear about the medical for 2 million case, the drugs, the cartel, and this big-headed guy, Gregory Como Broya.
Okay, thank you. Let's leave it right there, Idrissa. Let's take more calls. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Yeah, Chief, my name is Akiva Roland Chief Khan, calling from 9800 District 1.
Go ahead. We can talk to you. Let's hear you in a minute.
Yeah, Chief, actually, we are dying in this country slowly and don't know what to do with it. We are dying, suffering in this country. From government to government, it seems that we don't understand this country. We don't understand, actually, we are dying, Chief. Thank you. We don't understand.
Thank you. Thank you. I will have to let you go with that feedback. Don't even think I would take you with that feedback. All right. I'm not going to take you. I think we have to go. We're not taking any more calls. We have to go. So tomorrow is Wednesday. And so Esther and I will be here with the Wednesday edition of the show. But let's see what we would. Let's squeeze in Spencer. Spencer, let's give you just a minute quickly.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Winda.
Good afternoon, Spencer. You're the last caller, and let's be brief from your end.
Thank you very much, Winda. Winda, I'm Spencer Mohammed, and I call from down Coast Spoon Hill. Winter community, a member of Concern Librarian for Justice. Winda, you just said it right. And in my mind, this land issue, you know, the other thing is too much of everything. Sometimes it can lead to the opposite because of the way in which the government have been treating this land issue. What happened last Saturday, it clearly exposed the police and the entire government. It clearly exposes the anger in the country against the government. This, in my mind, is a dangerous precedent where you stop ordinary people running behind police officers and forcing police officers to retreat and even capturing police officer. This clearly indicates the level of anger in the country against this government. President Boakai, your way of handling issues, your governing status have put the entire country on a time bomb. And you need to be careful. You need to be careful. With the statement immunity for CDC, do not overlook that statement. The people are now vexed and they are looking for opportunity to expose. If you are not careful, if people speak, it will be dangerous for your government. Henceforth, take you for this and know how to govern. These are clear indications that the people are getting ready gradually to move on you. Stop intimidating the people and stop harassing the ordinary people because the laws are clear. The law says Article 1, power belongs to the people. Other than that, it is power exposed to see you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Spencer. And that's all the time we've got to be here. God's willing, the team will be back here tomorrow. Esther and I, and together we couldn't bring on our Radio LIB team today. That was due to tech issues. We hope to have that resolved before we are here tomorrow. Until then, do have a pleasant Tuesday. Happy birthday again to our workmate Marilyn Dra Griffiths and to our friend and brother Jeremiah B. Saki Sinian of the city of Broville. All right, Esther, we got to go.
First, we got to go.
I can't stand no more, cause no more food. I cannot go to school, cause no more money. I can't stand no more, cause no more food. I cannot go to school, cause no more money. Hey yo, excuse me, Mr. Journalist, I wonder how you make your